The 9th Pride Women Conference is scheduled for Friday, May the 2nd, 2025 at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Victoria Island here in Lagos. This year's theme, Overwhelmed, Can Go On, Skills for Coping and Triumphing, aims to equip women with practical tools to navigate life's challenges. It also speaks directly to the silent struggles many women face, including juggling careers, family responsibilities, health, relationships, and personal growth. In addition, the conference seeks to break the silence and provide practical tools, emotional support, and empowering strategies to help women not just survive, but thrive as well. Well, for a brief conversation around that subject, we're now been joined here by Chukwuemeka Anyiam-Osigwe, who's the Director of Communications and Partnerships for the 2025 Pride Women Conference. Great to have you here. Join us at the morning show. Good morning, Chukwuemeka.
Good morning, Steve.
Good morning.
It's a pleasure to be here. All
right, thank you. Okay, talk to us about what to expect on Friday. It's happening at the NIA, that's correct? NIA in Lagos here. All right, the theme is Can Go On. Was that Overwhelmed? Can Go On, Skills for Coping and Triumphing. This is strictly for women, is it? But no, you are a man, Director of Communications and Partnership. I know many people might even say, what's a man coming to talk about women event? But we always say what's good for the goose, good for the gander. Okay. But Pride Women Conference, men are always specially invited. And we always try to bridge that gap between the knowledge gap between men and women. What even make this start? The Pride Women Conference aims to outline strategic objectives for the emotional and material well-being of women, because we believe an emotionally balanced woman is a dynamo for successful personal achievement, a well-balanced children, and enhanced society at large. Now, you ask, what should we expect? Well, we have a brilliant lineup of facilitators, speakers who are going to be sharing their life experiences, practical tools with our audiences on how they can, not just only cope, but thrive. Because we believe at the Pride Women Conference, women have a safe space where they can connect with each other and share these life experiences to overcome their different challenges. You heard about the personal struggles women face. So we have the likes of Anyiam-Osigwe. She's the managing partner at GLG Communications, but also the president of Life Coaches Association of Nigeria. She's bringing a wealth of experience in both communications and mental health awareness and advocacy. And this year's conference is going to be under the distinguished chairpersonship of Tomi Shonaya. She is the co-founder and CEO of Women Radio. She's an advocate for women, and she uses her platform to, be a voice for women and the struggles that they face.
Definitely. And so in choosing this year's theme, why was this particular theme chosen? Okay, so to answer this question, I'll just give you some of the themes that we've had throughout the year. So, for example, during COVID, we said maintain your emotional well-being in uncertain times. Post-COVID, we had a theme that spoke about thriving emotionally, economically, and physically in a post-COVID world. And now, where we are currently, it's a time where a lot of people are having a lot of struggles in Nigeria, and especially women, because women hold the fort a lot in their respective homes. Women are people who need to be supported, and they equally support people. And even some of the things that we've done this year, and why we've chosen this theme, is because we're going to be partnering with the likes of Stanbic IBTC's Blue Blossom Financial Initiative, because of financial empowerment is a key aspect of a woman's emotional well-being. So we want to make these women financially empowered. They're going to be supporting 50 women in our first cohort with financial literacy skills so that they can help, thrive and not just cope, with these skill sets. Apart from what you're going to be learning, but also putting that financial succor in place and also the skill set so they can build sustainable and resilient businesses.
I mean, looking at the images on the screen, which I believe is from last year's program, is that correct, or a year before?
Oh, some of them are.
Okay, because I recall that we had somebody from your team last year when you had last year.
The convener, Mrs. Anyiam-Osigwe.
Oh, she's the convener.
Yes.
Okay. What sort of women do you target, for participation, and how can you be part of the Pride Women Conference?
So the Pride Women Conference targets women across all spectrum. We don't say, okay, this is for this kind of women or that kind of women, because of everybody can benefit from what you're going to learn, especially tools that will help your emotional well-being. So it's targeted women of all spectra and society, all walks of life. And we don't want people to feel that you are excluded. And this is one of the reasons why the event is free. Because you shouldn't put a price on such things. So we always like to appreciate all our benefactors who have supported this initiative over the years. When Arise News coming to support this, even deliberately, we always fix the conference in the month of May, because internationally, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So also, shedding light on the importance.
March is more of the Women's Month.
It's the Women's Month, yes. Yeah. But remember, the conference about emotional well-being and good mental health for women. So we strategically placed it in the month of May and always in the first Friday of May, because we also want to create awareness for good mental health in Nigeria, especially amongst women.
Definitely. So will you be having mental health practitioners speaking alongside the life coaches, like psychologists, psychiatrists?
Yes. So we have Antonia Otunla. She's a clinical, she's a mental health clinical practitioner and researcher. She's going to be one of our speakers. We also have Ifeanyi Okafor. She's a wellness coach, also trained in linguistic programming and aspects that has to do with a good mental health for women and their families. She's also she does something called digital parenting as well. So we always bring someone who is a trained person in the field, and Antonia is bringing that wealth of experience as a trained clinical mental health practitioner there.
All right. This is the 9th edition.
Yes, it is.
Take us through what led to this, 9 years ago or 10 years ago when the idea, came about. What was the inspiration and how did the first, conference pan out? Okay,
so how the conference came about is, so I can say, struggles that women face, but even beyond these struggling relationships, work and all of that. So sometimes we've had situations where someone wants to rent a house in Lagos. They'll tell a woman, go and bring your husband. Say, but I'm not married. Must I bring my husband to do something? So you tell the situation she wants to do something. You say, no, a man must be the guarantor of this loan. And the originators of this conference is Pride Magazine Nigeria. Well, Pride Magazine Nigeria is a lifestyle magazine, but we took a strategic shift in 2017 from being celebrity-focused to be more, let's say, for the women, the relatable woman, the one like you, who is thriving in her career, who wants to go forward, who wants to maintain relationship balance in every aspect of her life, who does not want to be seen as subservient to anyone, but yet saying, yes, okay, this is my opinion and I want to be heard. So that's what brought about the conference. And even one of the women we are targeting, if you go to our Pride Women Conference, our Pride Magazine Women Crush Wednesday column, you see that these are women who are C-suite executives, senior managers, people who are real, that can share their real life experiences and you can relate with. So that's why we brought about this year's this conference in general, because we don't want women to feel that this is the male-dominated world, the patriarchy and all of that, but you can also have your own voice. Things that affect women should not put them down, but they should thrive, they should succeed. And like I said, an emotionally balanced woman is a dynamo for successful achievement, well-balanced children, and an enhanced society at large.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I mean, just recently, there's been a petition online because women businesses receive less than 20% of the loans being given by Nigerian banks. So sometimes you can be emotionally balanced as a woman, but the structure is still there to oppress you. But beyond that, if I as a woman want to attend the Pride Women's, your day, what do I expect? Is it talks? Is it workshops? Is it skills training? So what does the conference actually look like?
So you've summed it up. It's all of that actually. So we have people like our mental health practitioners going to be giving a workshop on emotional well-being and mental health. How can you maintain it? Your sanity. You also have panel discussions with our distinguished panelists, Jennifer D. Daniel, I mentioned Maomi, Mrs. Ajibola Hassan Odukale. We have workshops as well. Then you also have interactive session, because there's always an interactive session in every Pride Women conference. So, and because we care about wellness and well-being, one of our partners, Net Pharmacy, is going to be full body health checks for women and men at the conference as well.
All right, Chukwemeka, let me ask you two questions. First will be on if the magazine is still on. I believe that is part of it.
Yes.
Okay, so for the magazine and the conference, the word pride there is key.
Yes.
Is that deliberate, or does this speak to, new buzzwords?
Okay,
that
I see where you're coming from here and what you're asking. So, pride is a double entendre. What we like to say in Pride Magazine, our tagline is take pride daily in who you are and what you do. So it's take pride daily, take pride in yourself, and also so stand up, turn up as well.
So it is pride as
yes, pride.
An ordinary person will understand it.
Yes, take pride in yourself. But actually, the conference is inclusive. We spoke about Pope Francis and his papacy. We're not discriminating anybody, and that's why too we do not discriminate men. So people from all walks of life can benefit from what emotional well-being has to offer. We want people to look at each other and say, okay, I'm not looking at you because of your gender, race, or affiliations in any form of sexual orientation. Let us have each other to help each other to grow, because it's not just all about coping. Actually, now we want to be thriving.
All right, the other part of the question...
It's a safe space, exactly.
The other part of the question that I wanted to ask is the part that concerns the reality of the moment. You alluded to that earlier in terms of when you're given practical skills, tools, for you to survive and to thrive. That will speak to the current economic realities of the country.
Yes.
I would want to hazard the guess that the conference will be apolitical. You're not going to be political in any way. But then the current situation that we face, to many people, will require speaking candidly to authorities, speaking about maybe about policies that are either not working as intended or that just basically don't make sense.
Okay.
Will that crop up at all during the conference? When you are trying to equip people, this is how you will cope. This is where Naira is. This is how you deal with the issue of traveling, the issue of inflation, things like that. How will you navigate that delicate balance?
All right, I'll navigate that. I'm also trying to navigate it now with this question here. So. The reality is what the reality is. Where the exchange rate is now is what it is. But, people can still thrive. They say recession makes millionaires, and the best time for planning is when you don't necessarily have much. So even if these questions will arise, it's an apolitical platform. Let's just get that clear. But we cannot be bereft of the fact that we are in the context of what things are. And our facilitators, the panelists, are going to let women and men who are not in the audience. Look, these are ways in which you can save. These are ways in which you can budget. If you and your partner are having issues with financial matters, these are people you can talk to. Because over the years, we have, I'll say, over 40 speakers now, thereabouts, who are also part of our, we call it our pantheon of speakers, emotional well-being speakers, who you can also reach out to us if you want someone to talk to about good mental health. You have problems with your children. We've had the likes of Mrs. Yeti Williams of Lagos Moms. We've had the likes of Ngova Hemaba Wanko, so she's a seasoned banker. Olatuwon Kande Johnson of GI Africa. These are some of the women that have spoken, and these are they have networks and communities that also help women to grow and to navigate these challenges. So we also leverage our wealth of reach and network.
Yeah.
So we also tell women, it's not just today. The conference is not a talk shop. It's not a one-off thing. It's a continuum.
Yes.
And we are looking to the past, leveraging what we have, and also looking to the future to help women as well. So let's also leverage all these resources to help women navigate all these issues to thrive and succeed.
I think it's very important work that you guys are trying to do, because it appears to me that you're also trying to destigmatize this idea of like mental health or how we view it in maybe this part of the world,
yes,
and mental health struggles particularly. And so I wanted to ask, like, over the years, have you seen, what effect have you seen, particularly when it comes to, because as you said, you made it me because of its mental health. It's not just about women. It's also about the struggles, maybe depression or anxiety or psychiatric stress that people have to deal with. So I want to ask, like, what do you see? Is there anything that comes up in terms of trends of mental health or the factors that are affecting women in Nigeria?
Yes. We so often see things like this. So, for instance, one of the things that people don't often talk about is postpartum depression, for instance. You just say, even how they tell men, tough it up. Are you the first one to have a baby? I'm not the first one to have a baby, but we need a support system. So, a lot of people are japping, but what that japper sometimes leaves you, you've gone abroad, you're in a new place, you just had a baby in Canada. Who's going to, your husband is working 2 shifts to make sure that he's also helping you and sending money back home, but you're missing that support system, So you need these things. We need to talk about how these issues affect women. And even one of our speakers, Jennifer D. Daniels, she's at SEI.org. She's the tech entrepreneur that helps women, to thrive, get loans, and succeed in the tech space. And part of the things we're also trying to do with her as well is, okay, even if you're abroad, you can help women who have just had children, reach out to other communities where they can support her. Okay, I just had a child, I'm losing my mind. Oh, how do I do this with my baby? How do I do that? We can support because of, you're no longer in Africa, you're no longer on the African continent, you're no longer in Nigeria where you can say, mother-in-law or my mommy, please come, I beg, or you can drop the kid with your sister, that kind of thing. So we want to create this space where, regardless of if it's here, abroad, the community is the community. Because some of the people in our community have JAPAD, they still need the support. They reach out to us, please, do you know anybody can help me with this? So,
all right, just very quickly before we let you go, for a conference that will be free, what will access be like? I know that there are those that you will be inviting, but then is there a website? Is there registration that is required? How can an average woman or even a man who is interested in women's subject, attend?
All right, so if you would like to attend this year's Pride Women Conference, go to www.prideconference.org to register. www.prideconference.org to register, and you can visit any of our social media handles at Pride Women Conference to also follow the link in our bio to register as well. The conference is free, but trust me, what you will gain, you wish you put your money on it. That's what I can guarantee you. And what we've shared today is just a foretaste of what to expect at this year's Pride Women Conference, because every year is always better than the previous year. I'm hoping one day we could even have you as a speaker. Come and share what's experience in the communication space.
Maybe next year. Maybe next year. Thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.